Okay, 1b asks us to find the intervals on which f of x is increasing and decreasing. So for this one in particular, it takes a little bit more work than part A. And I also need to identify where the max and mins are. So what I'm going to do with this is first start by deriving it. I'm going to derive it as is. F prime, in this case, is equal to, I'm going to do derivative of the first, which is 3 times x plus 1 squared, times the second, so that's times 2x minus 4 squared, and then I'm going to do plus derivative of the second, so that's, I'll do it the other way. I'll do it the same way I did it on my key. I'll do derivative of the first and second plus the first times, so that's x plus 1 cubed, times the derivative of the second, so that's times 2 times, so I get a 2 from this, from power rule, and then I get a 2 from this, from chain rule. So I get 2 times 2 times 2x minus 4, and then I need to reduce the power by 1 because I'm doing power rule, so that just gets power 1, which shows up like that. So from here, I'm going to do some funky factoring. First off, this is going to be a 4, and I'm going to have it like that so that's easier to work with later. But so now I've got some funky factoring, which isn't too bad once you get the hang of it. If you look, there's an x plus 1 squared and an x plus 1 cubed here. So what I can do out of each of these terms is pull out a x plus 1 squared. That's going to leave me with a 1 to replace this guy, and then this guy is going to get reduced by a factor of, or down to a power of just 1. I can also look at it and I see that, I'll change colors here, that this guy and this guy are in common to both of them. So I know that this one only has a power of 1 and this one has a power of 2. So I can only pull out one of them. So I read it as 2x minus 4. And now I'm going to fill in what's left. So I have, and I'll change back to one color in a moment, but I think colors are good for this particular problem. So remember, we'll look at the first piece. So I didn't pull out a 3, so I'm left with a 3. I pulled out this whole thing, so the whole thing's gone. Remember, it's that pink piece. Now when I did the orange, I pulled out one of them, so the power was to 2. So I have 1 left. So that's 2 times x minus 4. So I've taken care of this whole term right here. Now, when I look at this guy right here, notice it is at a cubed power, and I pulled out a squared in pink. So that means that there's one of them left. So I get plus x plus 1. And then I pulled this whole thing out. It's an orange over here on the left. And then I have this 4. So I'm going to tap the 4 in the front. And then I'm going to close my bracket. Okay, so from here, and you'll see we do this because it helps us find the zeros of this. If we multiply this thing all the way out, which would be a huge pain, then we'd have no way of knowing where the zeros are without using reason type division or whatever, and that's just a waste of our time. So I got x plus 1 squared times 2x minus 4 times, now so I'm going to kind of collect my terms here. This gets distributed in, gives me a 3x, not a 3x, gives me a 6x minus 12, and then this gets distributed in, so it gives me plus 4x, and then plus 4. Now I need to collect some terms over here on the right. So the first two sets of parentheses stay the same, x plus 1 squared times 2x minus 4 times, alright, I got 6x and 4x, gives me 10x, and then I've got 4 minus 12. That gives me minus 8. You scroll down. So from here, you could use this to find the zeros. It's in a good factored form, but I think it's actually a little bit easier to test positive versus negative if we make these guys as simple as possible. So you'll notice that this term has a factor of 2 in it, and then this term also has a factor of 2 in it. So what I'm going to do is pull out the 2 from the red piece and write it as 2 times, and I'm going to leave a little gap, you'll see why. So this guy stays the same, x plus 1 squared. When I pull the 2 out of the red piece, I get 1x minus 2. And now I'm going to pull another 2 out of this guy, because both those guys have a 2 in common. So you'll notice in the study guide that's just written as a 4. I didn't show that work, but hopefully you understand that here. So when I pull the 2 out of the green piece, I get 5x minus 4. So from here, I need to identify my values of x that make it 0. So the first one is x equal to negative 1. And remember, this is f. This is all f prime of x. So x equals negative 1 makes it 0. X equals 2 makes it 0. And then x equals 4 over 5 positive also makes it 0. So all I really need is this part right here to do the rest of my chart. Remember, it asked me specifically for a chart. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like this. I got x. Actually, I'm going to give myself a little bit more space because there's lots of intervals here. I've got x. I've got f prime. And then I'm going to talk about f as well. So I go from negative infinity to negative 1, draw a line. I go from negative 1 to 4/5 is smaller than 2, so that one comes first. Draw a line. Then I go from 4/5 up to 2. Another line. And lastly, I go from 2 to infinity. Okay, so I need to test each of these values. And having it in this form makes the test easy. First thing I'm going to do is plug in negative 2. And I will... So when I plug in negative 2, these guys don't matter at all. Actually, when I plug in any value, those guys don't matter at all. So I'm not even going to worry about it. And actually, the squared piece doesn't matter at all, but I'm not going to really worry about it. If you see that, great. If not, then just watch. I just need to worry about these last 3 sets of parentheses. So when I plug in a negative 2, this is squared, it becomes positive. When I plug in a negative 2 here, this guy is negative. And then when I plug in a negative 2, this guy is negative. So I get a positive, negative, 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 positive, negative times negative, which is a double negative, so it's positive. Next value I'm going to plug in is 0. 0 is in between in this next interval, and it's super easy to plug in. Positive, negative, and negative. Same kind of pattern as the last one. It's positive. Now I've got 4/5 and 2. So I think that the easiest number between them to plug in is 1. This is positive. This is going to be negative because I get 1 minus 2. And then this gives me 5 minus 4, which is a positive number. So notice this becomes negative. The last one that I'm going to plug in, I'm going to go ahead with 3. So this becomes positive. This here is negative. And then 3 times wait a second. Oh, sorry, this here, when I plug in 3, this is positive. That's what it should be. And then when I plug in this becomes positive as well because I get 15 minus 4. So it goes plus here. So I know that this is increasing, this is increasing. It does go flat right in between them, but it's still increasing. It's decreasing here, and it's increasing. So I like to draw a little indicator for each of them, so it keeps going up here. So I'm just going to go like that. It's not a min or a max. Here it goes from increasing, decreasing, and here it goes from decreasing to increasing. So the last part of my chart that I need to give them is I need to say there's a max at x equal to this value, so 4/5, and that there's a min at x equal to 2. Hopefully that's okay.